Hey up, hello, and a very warm welcome back to GrimSim Labs as we unload the truck. I hope you're all having a great day, a great week, a great month. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and thanks for all the comments that I got on the last few videos. I do appreciate having them videos where I can just sit back, chill out, and talk to you guys for a bit. But I've left the comments for now. I thought I'll improvise. That's what it is, right? It was real funny. I was watching I'm a Celebrity earlier, and Ruby Wax was talking to Ginger about streaming, and he was just like, yeah, I thought. She was like, well, it's improvisation. And he was like, well, yeah, basically. And I was like, yeah, it is. And people don't realise that. We just mix stuff up as we go along. And you guys stay and chat. I don't mind Angry Ginger, actually. I think he's done a real good job in the jungle. I've always quite enjoyed his character in the Sidemen videos, the Among Us videos, which I do really enjoy. I find them hilarious and well edited and well put together and a good way to spend an hour. I wish they did more, if I'm honest with you, because I think they're really good entertainment. So yeah, here we go. We've got loads of money here in trash, by the way. This is what happens when we destroy a 2-story house almost entirely. I mean, we took a load of bricks off it as well. We got a bit of money ready to rock. So speaking of streaming, and speaking of this series as well, because we're coming to a close. We will get there. We will absolutely get tier 5. We'll unlock the new truck and all of that sort of stuff. But I want to make sure that you guys have something else to sort of go to as well. This is a little bit different to like a storage hunter, and I want to sort of carry on that conversation with you all and stuff like that. So I'm always looking for games. I'm always looking for what game's gonna hit the mark next, and what will be the next thing that comes to the channel. And it's great when you can get a game like this, and I'm like, I've done a first look. I've done like a first look at it. I know that people will enjoy it on the channel, so let's get it done. It's great when you have games like that. There's other times where it's like, what do I do? Because like I've got these people who are enjoying this and sat through 42 episodes now of this, and I've enjoyed it, and I want to try and make sure that I'm providing for you. And I don't think that anything is really providing for you. So I was like, what's a good physics-based game that's slightly different, not the same. I don't want to play the same sort of thing all the time, but still something that we can just sort of mindlessly play, chill out, relax to. And I think I've come to a conclusion. I'm thinking of playing a game. It has just come out, so it's fairly fresh. I've missed the big mark of it, but that's fine. And it's called Leaf Blower Company, or Leaf Blower Co. And it's developed by the same guys that do Cash Cleaner Simulator, which again, I think is quite a similar game to this. Or it was supported by them. The reason I found out about it is because they shared it, and I was like, oh, well, you know what? That might be what we need. Because this is all about, it's not just about the taking down of a house, is it? It's about playing with physics. It's about all that sort of stuff. I was like, well, we could do the same thing on leaf blowing. I know it sounds a little bit bizarre, a little bit of a weird game. And I don't think we have the shop element. And I don't really know how long the game is. But if it's out like Cash Cleaner Simulator, I mean, that was like 30-odd episodes, so it should be fine. So I'll be, in the next couple of days, I mean, let me know if you're completely against the idea, but I think I'm kind of set on it, because it just feels like the natural thing. I mean, the other one is Power Wash Simulator, but a lot of people play that, and I think there's a lot of content out there, and I'm trying to get my content against a lot of other people's, and I don't necessarily think that that's always the best way to go, If it's a saturated market, then it's not normally the best thing to try and invade yourself, especially when they're doing such great content on it. The other one was a trash cleaning game, but I was like, actually, it doesn't really feel as sort of natural as this. See you later, mate. Enjoyed that. Thanks very much. We've left that up there. Have we done everything from here? Yes, we have. Let's go. Sweet. Back to the house. So that's the idea. I was like, it's a bit like Power Wash Simulator, but not. At the same time, it gives me a great opportunity to just chill out, play a game, and hopefully, I think if you're liking this series, I think you'll probably enjoy it. It'll give me time to chill out, relax, read comments, all that sort of stuff that I enjoy doing on this series. And so yeah, I thought it was sort of a good progression. So if you see that on the channel in the next few days, give it a go. And I know it sounds weird, a game about leaf blowing, but this is weird in itself. This is about destroying houses, deconstructing houses. So do give it a go. What I'll try and do is run it vice versa to this. So you've got one of this to watch a day and one of that to watch a day, and hopefully it'll do well. We'll see. Just because I feel like we're getting so close to the sort of end, and I want to give you guys something to stick around for. So let me know if you think that's a good idea, a terrible idea in chat. I'm sure you will. We don't have enough walls. Whoops. As if we could have done that order if we had the walls. Oh no. Can we give them anything extra? Yeah, we can give it a few extra beams, but not many. We're running out of beams and walls, man. 10 extra beams. Would that be enough to cover the 4 walls? Maybe not. I don't think it will be. I don't want to get a lower than 5 stars, to be honest with you. Okay, let's carry on through. I've thoroughly enjoyed this game though, and I'm glad that you guys have enjoyed it. We're going to accept this, and we're going to send them a load of them actually, because I've got loads of dishwashers. Here we go. Sweet. Yeah. So we'll just clear up some space, shall we? Common washing machine. Let's all these ones up. They're just absolutely clogging up our warehouse. So where the hell am I? I can't even see past this thing. There we go. Sweet. So I think I've got like 6 of them. Give them like 4 of them or something. That'll be fine. Enough for another order, but at the same time, get a little bit of extra cash for these and get them out of our warehouse. Because that's the other thing. Like, if we keep collecting stuff, I'm just going to end up closing the game with a load of stuff in this warehouse left to go. So it's like, it's kind of catch-22 really. It's a bit of a weird situation to be in when you know you're coming to an end of a series. However, it also does look like they're updating it, and as you've probably seen with Storage Hunter, I'm perfectly happy to go back to a game as well once new orders and stuff, once new things come out and stuff like that. So there we go, send the invoice, sweet, 100%, lovely. Let's have a look at that in a second. Let's do this for now. Complete the order, 400%, final payment, 100 quid. Let's go. Well, that was all the commons, so I think we better leave now. Better leave, yeah, we don't even want to get rid of our common TV. Okay, cool, and let's go to contracts, and let's take up another contract. That was the first house we started on, wasn't it, where we got, like, fired. Cool, it's a demolish house as well. Demolish a house again. Okay, moving out by. We need some beams, by the way. Retrieve washing machine, demolish house. I'm kind of looking for something that's not just demolish house, if I'm honest with you. You know what? I've not done this before. We're refreshing them. None of them are appealing to me. I don't want to sort of just drag it out as long as we can for the sake of it. We're in a good place financially. Have we got all the tool upgrades yet? No. I mean, that's probably the next thing we need to do. We've got the two of these. Oh, no, we don't. We don't have that one. There we go. Let's get that one. Sweet. Cross screwdriver, yeah, saw. Let's start working on that. Maybe crowbar's a bit more useful actually. Let's get the crowbar. That's going to be so fast. And the chisel. We need the chisel. We've got the chisel, sweet. And the saw isn't something that we're using really. So let's save the money for now, just in case this permit is going to cost us a fortune. Sweet. I thought today we'd talk about injuries. Yeah, that's right. We're going to talk about getting injured. I've been injured once or twice in my life, and so I thought, oh yes, big round ceiling light. We've got 9 in there. Sweet. Okay, well, let's set this order. Fine, there we go. Nice, and go off here. Excellent. Big round ceiling light. Well, we've got plenty of them apparently. So, like, big round. Big round, there we go. Big round ceiling light. Bosh that in there, nice. And 2 common chairs. Excellent. Bosh and Bosh. And an armchair, which I assume is that. That's just a common one though. Is it this one? There we go, a rare one. Lovely stuff. And we'll send that off. Sweet, done. 189 quid. Nice and easy, money in our pocket. Let's go, Bosh, and go there. Yeah, I do like to finish games, and I think that that's a game that, again, like this, people start playing because it's fun physics, and then give up on it. And I'm like, nah, man, we'll finish it off. Do you know what I mean? We'll finish it off. It's not worth doing for 18, I'll be honest with you. Rare, let's have a look at rare. No, we can't do that one. This one, we can do rare with a load of small item boxes. I am happy with that. Let's accept that order. and go. We can get 4 boxes in one of them. Easy peasy, man. Easy peasy. Lovely stuff. Look at this, man. We're all organised. 46. Bosh. Nice. Isn't it good being organised for a change? 55. There. Nice. We pranked my missus earlier, me and the boy. It was like, she kept telling me how good his music was, so I was like, right. She was messaging me, telling me how good his music was, and I was like, right, we're gonna prank your mum. We're gonna start playing some of my music, and she's gonna say how good it is. She didn't get it. She didn't get it at all. She's like, oh, he started to listen to your music. Anyway, cool. Let's talk about injuries. I didn't get injured for many years. I was once in hospital when I was younger because I put a sponge up my nose, but that's what kids do, right? We pick a sponge up and then we go, oh yes, we've got an orifice we can put it into. Not that sort of orifice, you dirty-minded bugger. Sorry, I'm just looking through these quickly, see if there's any worth doing for a load of money. 11 of them. Ooh, 11 medium windows. I don't hate that. 7 full brick pallets as well. I've got 37 of them. Rare doors 3. Rare armchairs 2. You know what? That's a big order, but we'll do it, I think. We'll get a huge capacity up there because we've got all the brick pallets to do. Fantastic. So we're half emptying most of these brick pallets as well that we just got, but that's okay. We've got more ready to rock, and we can always get more. It's good to keep the stock rotating, I think. Let's go. Yeah, we can figure that out. We basically, we're just extending the money that we've just made from that order, so not complaining about that. And we made an absolute ton on that order, so yeah. So yeah, he was playing them, and there was some heavy metal songs in there that he shouldn't have been listening to as much as he was. And she just didn't get it at all. She just didn't get it at all. Mind you, he ended up educating me about it. I was like, oh Jesus Christ, kid. I never thought I'd see the day, but yeah, cool. Tell me about a Blink-182 song that was filthy. Good lad, good lad. Ah, man, so yeah, injuries. I never really got injured when I was younger. Like I say, I was in hospital for that. I was in hospital for something else in my lower region, but we don't need to go into that on the video, do we? Or do we? It's Grimsim Labs. It might talk about it anyway. So yeah, so I had that done when I was younger, and I'm not Jewish. It was just a medical problem, and so I guess I was in hospital for that. But I don't remember that. Thank goodness, Thank goodness, because it sounds bloody horrific, if I'm honest. And then I had. When I was doing my GCSEs, so my eldest had just been through GCSEs actually. Just before I did it, I was playing some sort of sport. What was I playing? Softball in the school field. And let me tell you, when they say softball, it's not actually using a softball. It's a bloody hard ball. It's like a rounders ball, a baseball type thing. And I went to go and grab it after. I don't know why they call it softball. That's an American term, isn't it? What's the difference between that and rounders? I have no idea. Anyway, me and my mate went to go grab it at the same time, and our hands clashed together in the air, and I ended up catching it really awkwardly, which broke 2 of my fingers. And as I was walking back from the field to the classroom, my mate, I said, "Oh, my finger's out right," and he says, "Oh, they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them." And he grabbed them and he turned them around. So not only were they broken, there was Chris's name was. Not only were they broken, there was actually like spun the other way. So I ended up in my dad. I got home and my dad was like, "Nah, it's fine, it's fine." And my mum was like, "No, it's not fine. That's not supposed to look like that." And that's just my dad's attitude. To be honest, I'm a bit like that. Oh, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. I'll tell you another one actually in a bit. I did end up in hospital actually. Yeah, so I ended up going there. Well, because they twisted around, I had to break them back into place. But they decided to put me to sleep, probably because I was young and squeamish, and so general anaesthetic was probably not good. And so they snapped them back into place, and then told me actually that they'd put some a reinforcing rod in it, like some wire rod in it. So I go away, I've got the sort of bandages on, blah blah blah. and go home, and you know, I had these bandages on for a few weeks, and we go to get them removed, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna have to. My mum's like, they're gonna have to take the metal rod out, and apparently there was a mistake. And while they said they were going to do that before the operation, they didn't need to do that, so they never bothered to do that. So there I was, thinking that I was Iron Man, and little did I know I was not Iron Man at all. How weird is that? You think you'd be told, don't you? But sometimes, and I've had this in as well in recent times. You're so out of it after a thing. Like, they could have told me that, but like, I was so out of it, and that was the first time that I'd been put to sleep as well. I think. Well, no, probably with the old. But they had they give me. Sorry, I'm gross, but whatever. They give me. I remember my nana coming in. Well, I don't really remember it, but I remember she said I was flirting with the nurse and offering the nurse my number, because I had like a Nokia 5110 by this point. And my nana found that hilarious. And then my mum come in and she was like, did your nana visit you? And I was like, do you know when you can remember something, but you can't remember something? Yeah, man. General anaesthetic. My mum was like, yeah, your nana come to visit you. And I was like, I have a vague memory of it. But God knows what I said to my nana. She's not with us anymore to ask. But God knows what I said to her that day. I was probably passing out my number to her. There we go. Let's get that up. God, grim filth. Lovely stuff. The other time I was in hospital, my dad says, no, it's fine, is when I'd built a skate ramp in me 10-foot. So a 10-foot is like a ginnel or something like that. We call it 10-foot in Hull. It's just our way of using it. So that's my story. So I'm going to tell you it in my regional style. So yeah, we was in a 10-foot. Do you know why it's called a 10-foot? A 10-foot is, so it's for you Americans, which I assume don't have 10-foots. No, because you've got like space in your country. They have, at the back of houses, they'll often have like where it's backing onto something else. Oh, you'd call it an alley, I suppose. But because like it's not like an alley that you'd see in the movies, because in the UK, like things are quite close together. So our back alley, which sounds rude. Our back alley went onto a school field, but between the school field and our garden, there was 10-foot worth of space, which we could drive the car in to get the car around the back, basically. And there we go, Bosch, sweet. Hey, up there, nice, lovely. Any more? So I built a skateboard ramp, and I was like, yeah, well, me and my mates, we got a skateboard. I remember I nearly ended up getting injured. Man, I used to throw myself off stuff all the time. I mean, this was the days when Jackass was still on TV and like inspiring our young people to throw themselves off crazy things. And my mate had bought a whatchamacallit, a skateboard. So we took it to the park, and I was like, yeah, cool, let's do it, and let's go down a slide, because that's a good idea. So I went down the slide, made it to the bottom, but my head was a couple of inches off hitting the bottom of the slide. We're going to do this one, because it's like destroy 10 walls. I think that'd be good. We can get some stuff. We don't actually have to steal anything, so we don't really need boxes for this one. We don't know whether it's brick or wood, though, so we need to discover that first, but we will get some of the plasterboard off this one, because we're running a little bit low. Lovely stuff. Let's go. So we built this little skate ramp. I got a couple of bricks from the field nearby. Oh, this is annoying. That's going to be real hard to destroy without destroying that. It's wood. It shouldn't be as bad then. Okay, cool. You know what? I'm going to stick these straight in, I think. Bosh. There we go. Noise. Upgraded tools, baby. Let's hope we don't get an injury. So I built this little ramp out of a piece of wood and some bricks that I found on the field, and then started to skateboard over it. And I was doing all right. I mean, do you know when you can't? I could never skateboard. Like, I never learned how to skateboard, but I just love throwing myself around things. Oh God, my mother must have been so panicky, and she's panicky now. Now I know why. So we did that, and this is really awkward. There's not enough space to actually get around there. That's real annoying. Oh well. Beautiful kitchen though. So I threw myself over the ramp and all was going good. And then I lost my footing, of course. Again, I couldn't actually skateboard. And stumbled and fell and tried to regain my balance. And I did that by putting my hand out. And the school fence that I was telling you about earlier, my hand went on top of it. And there was some large metal spikes. And it went straight into my hand. And I just heard this like... Sorry, this is a bit... Please, I hope you're not squeamish. I heard this big ching. And it reverberated on my hand. And you know when you just like panic sets in? And it's like... It's panic and it's adrenaline all at once. And it's like, yeah, man, I hit that. I didn't hit anything. Apart from my own bloody hand. And so I took it off and I looked at my hand and I'm like... Oh, okay, so that's a big gash. At least it's not bleeding. But I could see, like, you know, white meat, pinky, reddy meat in a... I've still got the scar. It was only about a centimetre and a half long. It wasn't big, but, you know. And then as soon as I said, you know, at least it's not bleeding, it started gushing blood. It was so weird, man. Such a weird memory of, like, looking at my hand going... Well, that really hurts. What do I do now? And then it just gushing with blood, and then suddenly you go, okay. And I showed it to my dad because my dad was in. My mum was at work, and he went, oh yeah, you know, he put a plaster on it or whatever. And my mum come home, and she's like, Martin. He's like, what? He's like, why haven't you took him to the hospital? And he's like, well, it's all right. It's just a cut. It'll be fine. And she's like, that needs gluing back together. Oh, it might need stitches. That it's too long. I'm like, oh god. So I ended up having to go to hospital for that one as well. There you go. What are we doing? Extending his bathroom? Does he want that wall taken as well? Excellent. All right, cool. Well, I'm down with that, brother. I'm down with that. Nice. We can try and do our best to really sort of saw these off. Do you know that saw that I didn't buy? Regretting that now. We can do our best to really sort of saw these off and not damage anything. He says as he's taking that out with a piece of. With a sledgehammer, but that's fine. We'll take this. Nice. Well, we won't take it just yet. Sweet. You want some stuff, don't you? You want me to retrieve the dresser, the wardrobe. Oh, this might take away some of the stuff from the walls. Right, let's do a little bit of that then while we've... dresser. It's going to be here. Bookshelf. RTV shelf. Where's the dresser? Are you kidding me? Is it in here? Push, and this one. Yeah, there we go. There's a dresser. All right, we'll give him that then, shall we? Lovely stuff. Let's start taking it apart. So yeah, so I ended up having to go to hospital there, and they didn't stitch it. It just needed glue at the time. Bless my little nephew. I've just been thinking of these because of my nephew getting hurt last week. Bless him. It was too shallow, although it didn't look very shallow, to glue apparently. So he's just going to be left with a big Harry Potter scar on his head. Bless him. And he's so young as well, so he's gonna anyway. It'll harden him up. It'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be right. There we go. And then another time I ended up in hospital. What did I do? I've had a few times. I should have written them down. I had several knee operations. So, oh no, I'll tell you about the fluorescent tube because that actually pertains to. Sort of this series a little bit. So I was thinking about fluorescent tubes. They used to be everywhere, and you just don't see them anymore. I know LED's sort of taken over, but back in the day, like fluorescent tubes were everywhere, man. Every shop, every household had fluorescent tubes in various places. Our last still has fluorescent tubes actually in the kitchen, but yeah, again, when you buy new fitting, you're not going to use fluorescent tubes anymore, are you? They're slowly becoming a fixture of the past. So. Welcome to history if you are watching this in the future. Sweet. Here we go. We'll stick that there. Nice. Just open this and take anything out of it. Light the guitar. Lovely. Talking by... Oh, I've got 9 notifications. Our lass is messaging me. Probably because she found out about this prank. She told me she was going to sleep and I was like, you should go see your boy. Anyway, I'll read them in a bit. It's going to be funny. Lovely. I sent her all the messages I've been sending him as well. There we go. Sweet. And let's go. And so fluorescent tubes. They The glass, they can break really easily. And actually, so when I was working as a tech, and we used to change all the lights in the building as well. And I mean, when you're talking about an old Baroque style building, there's a lot of bloody lights, man. There's a lot of bloody lights in something like that. And so any that were reported out, we used to have to go and change, and we absolutely did that. And yeah, a lot of lights that was, and I was putting one up. So sometimes, because the boxes would be sort of laying around and stuff, one would get like a small fracture in it, which would cause it to like break in your hands almost, or you know, if you was putting it in, etc., etc. And I went to go put one in one of the corridors, and the bloody thing broke in my hands. But the thing is, this light fitting was actually a bit above my head. And so all the glass shards and all the mercury powder went straight into my eyes. And I couldn't see a thing. I couldn't see a thing. I'm like, sat there going, what's going on? I've really hurt myself here. So I had to get myself to doctors. I was more upset that I wasn't getting paid for the shift, to be honest with you. I bet they pay you nowadays. But I was just upset that I'd missed out on a day's work. I can't remember who was playing that night. It might have been Jimmy Carr. I remember one night with Jimmy Carr, but that's not really my story to tell, so I won't be telling that one. But yeah, they had... here we go, Bosch. Jimmy Carr's lovely, by the way. Nice. What else are we doing? What else do you want? What else do you want? We'll take these off. Nice. Lovely stuff. So yeah, so I ended up in hospital for that, and that was a real bad one actually. Did put this stuff in your eye that's like, oh, if you're squeamish, oh, this is not the episode for you. They put this stuff in your eye that makes your iris go really big. Well, I had to put my head in this bloody machine, and they was injecting some stuff into my eye. Yep. Yep. Yeah, you know that fear of needles and fear of eyes, and the thing that horror films try and get you to sort of done. When they're saying to you, you put your chin on this thing, and they say, "Don't move," and you go, "Okay, I won't move. I promise I'm not going to move. I've accidentally soiled myself, but I won't move." So yeah, that's a thing that happened. Oh, actually, was that when I ended up in hospital? My word, I've ended up in hospital way more than I thought. Actually, that's not true. That's not when that happened. That happened when, stupidly, I fell over. No, was it? I got some mud in my eyes at school when I was running. We used to run around the park. There was a park near the school called East Park, and it was like a big old run. I think I'd got some mud in my eyes. Or did I slip up the thing and bang my head on a tree or something like that? I did that at one point, actually, so they had to send me to hospital for that. Brain scans. Never been right since. I think I knocked myself out once. All these stories that are coming back to me that I've not thought about for years. Oh, welcome to Grimtim Labs, where we relive this old dude's stories of the past. They had I'd slipped going up a hill on East Park, and the teacher had to come out and get me because I think I'd knocked myself out, and so I ended up in hospital for that one for brain scans, and they found that I was much more intelligent than my sister, and she still gets paid way more than me. Toilet, washing machine, and they just want the toilet and washing machine, so let's give them first of all. Oh, that was close. A toilet, lovely stuff. And a washing machine. Let us go. All right, come on now. Oh, you're here. It's this one or this one? Rare or common? Common. Sweet. This one. Looking at upgrading. Get rid of the old washing machine. Keeping the rare one there. I like your style, man. I like your style. Sweet. And what else is there? Take and destroy the wash basin. This thing here. It's premium. We'll have it. We'll have it. Sick. So yeah, then there was then there's been all my issues with my knees. Oh no, I broke my foot. I was sword fighting. Do you know when you just say stories and you're like, no one is going to believe this crap? God's honest truth. I was sword fighting. So when I was at university, I was studying to be an actor, and I had sword fighting classes, which was part of the stage combat module. And the week before I had bursitis, I ended up in hospital for that. My God, I'm really hospital prone, aren't I? There I am saying I don't end up in hospital a lot, and here I am with loads of stories of me ending up in hospital. So and then sharing way too much information about areas that you guys don't need to worry about. Oh shoot! Oh no, you don't want that. Okay, cool. We'll take it. That's fine. Cool. Anything else you want, love? Take and destroy the wash basin. We'll do that. Destroy the walls. Take and destroy the shower. What are you? Common? Are you common? We're not going to need any more showers, guys. We've got loads of showers. There we go. We destroyed that cleanly, smartly, with skill. Okay, cool. Let's tidy up this mess. Lovely stuff. And let's take off these walls. Nice. Bosh. We've got loads of these. I'm going to take all these back and then bring back any that we can't sell and stuff like that. Should be fine. Should be fine. It's nice doing jobs like this. I really do enjoy the more puzzly type jobs. So, I want to hear about your injuries as well. Let me know, man. As bizarre as they are. Or as not as bizarre as they are. I can't believe I've just shared on YouTube about my... Anyway, whatever. Welcome to Grim Sim Labs. Oh god, I hope my family still watch this. What did I do? Sword fighting. I was sword fighting the week before. I had bursitis. I ended up in hospital for that. So bursitis is where you like blow up the muscle on the front of your knees, basically. So I was playing a dog in a show. It was kind of an adult-rated dog. Anyway, and not in that type of show. It was I was method acting, clearly, and I'd done a lot of work on my knees because someone was pulling me around on a lead, and it ended up bursting the muscle. So I got back one night, and I had a flat with a load of mates, and I was playing COD. I was playing COD on my Xbox in the front room. And I was hurting, man. I was like, oh, God, my knees are really hurting, like, blah, blah, blah. Well, I woke up that morning, and I have never been in so much pain. It was awful, man. It is the worst pain I've ever had, bursitis. And so I was nearly in tears at, like, 3 in the morning. Do you know when you're by yourself, and it's just a bit like, oh, no. So I went to hospital the next day, and they're like, oh, you've got bursitis. You need to avoid being on your knees. And I'm like, how am I going to get the job? They're like, you've got to avoid being on your knees, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we can do that. And so I did. Which, when it comes to stage combat, the week after, we was in a different room. We was in a room with a wooden floor, and I was like, look, dude, I can do stage combat. I want to be part of it. I love these classes, and because I mean that's cool, right? You get to pretend fight with people. It's freaking cool. What else do we need to take or destroy? The fridge and the bookshelf. Okay, fridge is here. What are you? Common. That's fine. Let's get it out here and let's smash her up. Bang! Lovely stuff. Sweet. Let's put all that in there. Nice. Excellent. Right, what else do we need? Don't really need any commons, that's all. Take or destroy the shower. Take or destroy the bookshelf. This one. That's going to be premium, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Put all these nicely on the sofa. Oh, someone's moving out. So I couldn't do the finishing move because it involved getting down on your knee and swiping across your opponent as they went by you. And I was like, okay, cool. I won't do that finishing move. And the teacher at the time was like, well, why don't you try this one? And he showed me this this sort of one where I could stay up on my feet, basically. And I'm like, yeah, banging. He's like, oh, you can show the class at the end because you've got this cool new, like, different finishing move. And so you can show everyone that because you can't go on your knees. And I'm like, cool, rock and roll. And so he shows me it and blah, blah, blah. And I show the class. I show the entire class my stage combat that I'd learned. And I went ass over tit. I spun around, so you spun around and swung the sword and hit him on the sort of back as they went by. That was the sort of finishing move. And I slipped. I just went, I just fell down. But I'd spun. and I'd snapped my metatarsal in 3 places. Oh, it was bad. It was really bad. They said this is a really bad break, and apparently it's a football injury. Not that I know, breaking your metatarsal, but I'd broken it and twisted it because of the sort of motion that I was doing, the dancing motion, I guess you could call it, that I was doing. And so they were like, "This is really bad. You're gonna have to." What was I going to do? They was going to operate. They was going to go in and try and straighten it out because my foot's still not straight at the minute. Nice one, Grim. Take a destroy the bookshelf. Fine. Retrieve the office chair. Okay, we can do that. Let's go. Office chair. Retrieve the office chair. You want to keep this crap? Okay. Fine by me. Any more? Take a destroy the wash basin. We've got everything else going, haven't we? So we're fine. Has it registered the bookshelf? No, it hasn't. No, that's fine. I just wondered because it's there, isn't it? Okay, cool. I'll register it if I put it in there. Let's see. And the wash basin? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. We'll stick them there for now because I'll probably tidy that up a little bit more. Maybe get the doors in, something like that. Do you know what I mean? Or even these planks. Sweet. Okay. What I'm going to do is do this a little bit more methodically because I don't want to make a huge mess. So I'm actually going to take these out, I think, and we're going to look at it with the with a full open front, which I think will be quite nice. Sweet. Just be nice to see the house in a different way. So yeah, went to doctors and they're like, "We're going to operate," but I was like, "Well, I need to head home." It was coming up to half term, around my birthday, the 25th of March. I think I told you I broke my foot, but I've not really told you how it happened in another episode. And so went to. I had a job in Scarborough, which is a local town near me. That half term, and it was a lighting job. Because the piece I was working on had actually been invited to the NSDF Festival, which is the National Student Drama Festival. And I was like, banging, all right, well, we'll go there. And I'd sort of warned them all ahead of time. By the way, I won't actually be able to do any work because the lighting piece I'd designed as sort of a favour for a couple of the other students because they, used me for stuff like that, which was fine. I mean, that made complete sense. I had a background in it, and actually what they were doing is I was kind of almost like in rock and roll lighting, which I can talk to you about lighting another time if you want, but I was kind of using a lot of sort of really big elements in a theatre environment, really is how I'd describe it. So not just big elements, actually. The elements of rock and roll that I really loved is when you can capture a moment or mood or something like that when you are in the middle of what just seems like a generic set. So I love like turning off all the lights and just having it lit by one light, and I lit this entire thing like that. It was really cool. So at times I wouldn't have any lights on the stage. Instead I'd get the performers to use a torch. And so I really sort of devised this piece. It was actually a piece about body dysmorphia, which was really interesting. So for those of you that don't know, body dysmorphia is where you look at yourself in the mirror and it's not the person you see. You often can't see past a certain thing a lot of the time. So you might find that you have big ears and you might think that everyone's looking at it, but actually the reality is no one's actually looking at it. It's just you that's in your head about it, and you know. So it was a really good piece, a really sort of educational piece, with a good message and a message of sort of real life as well. I mean, it was all sort of taken from people's experiences, you know, and it's a terrible thing to live with, and you know, it can. A type of body dysmorphia might be sort of bulimia and stuff like that, or anorexia and stuff like that. That might be something that makes you become them, you know. It might be one of the things. I don't know enough about it, so I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on it. But by using light, I'd like I've gone right into lighting, haven't I? Oh dear. Oh well. And by using light, I'd like highlight the performer's sort of thing that they was talking about. So. You know, there was one person's story that and it was all research, you know, and it was properly done, who couldn't stand his back, you know, and just like, so it was all performed from the floor, and looking up, and it was just looking up into one light. I mean, it looked absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I won the best lighting designer at the NSDF festival in 2010 for the piece of work that I did there, which is really sick. Especially when you consider I was doing it as a favour for my mates. Some of the colleges and universities we were going to, proper posh, and they were like paying lighting designers thousands of pounds. I did it for, you know, the price of a ticket and stuff like that. I even won a little bit of cash, which they let me keep, bless them. Like 70 quid, something like that, for winning first place. And some of them designs were amazing, man. But yeah, we had a brick wall. We had a brick wall at the back of the auditorium, and because it was developed in a studio, we had to recreate it in Scarborough. And so the company bought some like fake brick walls, fake brick that was like textured, and then I had to light it downwards. And I had Fennell's lighting it downwards. Check this out. This is really cool. You like this story? I had Fennell's. You might like it. It's really boring. I had Fennell's lighting it downwards. So lights have a gel in them, right? And that gel is what changes the colour. Okay. So if you was to put a red gel into a light, it'd turn it light. And now it's all done with LEDs, and it's all slightly different. But that's kind of the old way that we used to do lights when we was using sort of a standard bulb, because the bulb was one colour, and so you put a gel in it to turn it a different colour. And actually, it comes historically from using whatchamacallit. Have we done this job? Have I just literally just gabbed through this job and finished it? I don't believe it. We actually have. Okay. Wow. Well, job done. Get in. Enjoy your new open plan space. Don't know what you're going to do about bathroom, but yeah, we'll put this back in here for you. Don't break, please. There we go. Sit. Yeah, wrong way. Not bothered. See ya. Cool. There we go, man. Sick. Got a whole job done. Right, so I was lighting these things with a gel, right? But so gels come in different colours, and you actually get something called swatches, which are a bit like paint swatches, right? So it'll tell you different colours, and Lee filters have one. So if you search Lee filters, you can actually sort of look at the different colours, and they all have a different code, which is like L105, L106, which is red, that sort of thing. And so that's a little bit of basic into colour and lighting. And so I put these lights on, and because at the college, it wasn't very well stocked. So basically, you was using different gels that had been in for different amounts of time, and that was fine because I found the gels that I wanted. But what it meant is that there was actually the same colour gel, but there was all slightly off because they'd been in the light. So when you put a gel in a light, it burns it off, and it loses its colour over time, and eventually it'll burn through. So the effect I was going for, I couldn't recreate, because even if I was to get like the two that were sort of next to each other in this colour scale that I've sort of just explained, I couldn't find the right balance of how close it was. So I had to recreate it in the middle of this sort of theatre, and I had sort of a lot of professionals like looking at me and getting frustrated because I couldn't do it. I'd broken me bloody foot. Do you know what I mean? I can't go up a ladder and just fix it as I would do, you know. And I tell you what, pointing a light when telling someone what to do is a bloody nightmare, man. It's horrible. You just want to get up there and just do it yourself, you know. So I had that skill to learn because I've always just done it myself. And then so I said to the students who were sort of, because they have some volunteer students that were helping set it up, and they were all doing sort of technical courses and stuff like that. I was like, right, I want you to put, because I couldn't find the colour gels, and they were getting real frustrated because I was like wanting to change it, and it had to be right, man. It had to be right. And we spent about an hour doing this. And I said, right, I want you to put these gels in here, right? So I'm like, I want you to put one of these in here, one of these in here. And there was all the same colour gel. And I said, now I want you to leave that light on for 3 hours. I want you to leave that light on for 2 hours and that light on for 1 hour. And I'm like, why? And I was like, because I want it to burn out. And I was like, it won't work. And I was like, it will work. And guess what? It bloody worked a bloody treat. It looked absolutely glorious in its imperfection. And that's the sort of thing that I love, you know. I love doing stuff like that. to me, that's my creative space. Do you know what I mean? I did see there was looking at bringing out some sort of stage crew game. Maybe we could look at that at one point. I suppose it depends if it's any good. Like, because what's the demand for it? You know, like this is more generic. This is something that people do in real life. You know, this is people deconstruct houses, and therefore you've got sort of a market. It's not really a market, but you know what I mean. Like a sort of a market, even really. Whereas with stage crewing, I mean, there's not that many people that do it. You know, it might be interesting. It might not be. I don't know. Anyway, and you won't be able to get to that sort of level of detail as well, but you know, that's why I've done it in real life. Yeah, there we go. Sweet Bosch. It's always nice calling yourself a award-winning lighting designer as well. That's pretty sick. Anyway, I had my broken foot, so I went to... Sorry, that was a massive tangent, but there we go. If you want to hear more about stage lighting and stuff like that, just let me know, man, and I'll gas about it. Oh, we didn't complete the job. Oh, well, that's fine. There's probably more than one day on it anyway. There we go. Sweet. A new day, a new dollar. Let's go. And let's get these in. Excellent. Bosch. And Bosch. And Bosch. Lovely. So I had... I was dancing. There was a dance competition. I think I've told this story before. And there's a playwright there, because you get lots of like famous people among the sort of art world, and one of them is Mark Ravenhill. I'm a huge fan of. He's a brilliant playwright who wrote several shows that I was in many years ago, and it's rough. It's really rough stuff. But it's excellent. Shopping and Effing would be one of his plays. It's absolutely brilliant, but at the same time brutal. It was in the 90s. There was a theatre movement called In Your Face Theatre, and Nielsen and Sarah Kane and stuff like that. That'd be sort of in your face theatre. It's one of my favourite types of sort of play type theatre. And anyway, so I met him. He was a judge for this dancing competition. And the dance was they put on Michael Jackson, and you could win an iPod. Well, hey, you could win an iPod, and I'm like banging. Right, let's go and get this iPod. So I go on the dance floor with my broken foot. However, I had crutches, and guess what? It's bloody easy to moonwalk on crutches, let me tell you. So I'm there doing this, and I'm just having a laugh. I'm just, you know, just having a whirl of time, just making myself laugh. Really, I'll tell you what else is really easy when you got crutches. Do you know the smooth criminal lean over? When you've got these extra hands on the floor. Mark Ravenhill comes up. I got through to the finals. I end up on this stage in front of a load of people, moonwalking backwards on crutches, which is just bizarre. Anyway, just bizarre. With Mark Ravenhill watching and judging, I didn't win. Oh, it was taken from me. However, Mark Ravenhill came up to me the next day and he went, "You was Michael Jackson last night, weren't you?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I was." He said, "That was absolutely effing brilliant." I said, "Cheers, appreciate it." He said, "That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen." I said, "Cheers, man." Oh, very good. Right, let's go. True story. Mark Ravenhill. God, man, love him. I need to reread his work. I wish I did more of that. I think the RSC is doing Sarah Kane's 4.48 Psychosis, actually. Is it RSC with Waterfront or something like that in London? Anyway, they're doing a remake of 4.48 Psychosis. Sarah Kane, bless her. Theatre tangent. She only ever wrote one play, which is 4.48 Psychosis, and then she ended her life, which is not very nice. But she had... Was it schizophrenia she had? Or something like that? She was diagnosed with schizophrenia or something like that. So this play is kind of it's a fascinating insight into what she saw her world as. And I don't even know if she survived to see the play. I really can't remember when it was first performed. But it became kind of iconic because obviously, like, how can you... Isn't that one of the most real things ever? You know, like kitchen wall shelf. Okay, it was probably here. No. Isn't that one of the most real things ever? Like, to talk about sort of mental illness and stuff like that, and to try and understand it, you can never really understand it until you've been through it, you know. And we can sympathise, but we can't actually understand it because we don't know it. It's the same with our lass with ADHD. I can't actually understand it. I mean, maybe I have ADHD myself, probably do, but I can't, like, we're all different, you know, and that's why art can be really sort of useful. There's an artist called Sean Coss, actually, who's one of our lass's favourite artists. I bought her paintings from him in the past and stuff like that. And he does a really good job of sort of drawing art that that shows the way that disorders or mental illness can feel from descriptions. And they're very simple sort of black and white drawings, but they're fascinating, you know. And I think for some people it gives them, some people with sort of mental health, or neurodivergence, even not even mental health, neurodivergent sort of issues, it gives them something to kind of show to people and go, this is how it feels, this is how it sort of, no one, you know, you can be screaming out and no one actually understands, that sort of thing, you know. So I think art is a really useful tool for that, and that's all come from 4.4 Psychosis. Ay, what am I on about? Bush. There we go, bush. And there it is. Sweet. TV. Last TV. Okay. Now, do I want to get rid of any more chairs? I think I'm alright, actually. I think I'm alright. It's a decent little order, though. We'll take the money from that. We'll be happy with that. Sweet. Cool. Shame it didn't have any beams or anything in it extra. Let's go and complete the order. Lovely stuff. And boom. How else have I been in hospital? So, my knees are knackered. Many years ago, and I didn't even really tell anyone about this until now. I've probably told people close to me, but like, I didn't even want to sort of like turn it into a thing with work where I was like, oh, I need to sort of sue you for this, because actually it was my own dickhead mistake, you know. Oh, a load of water heaters, let's get rid of them. Yeah, we've got 6. Sweet. We'll get rid of 6. We'll get rid of 4 water heaters, I think. There we go. That's a good idea, because these are like just taking up space. There we go. So take some extras, my brother. So I dropped a projector, an old style projector, on. I was taking some screws off, and it fell onto my knee, and I caught it. I saved the projector, and absolutely ruined my knee. I tore my meniscus, which is like the side muscle. So it wasn't a burst, it wasn't just the bursitis, which is just basically an inflamed muscle, as opposed to a burst muscle. This formed like a calcium type thing, a hard sort of shell around my knee, and I was like, it was getting really hard to walk on, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do this for much longer. And this is a good order. Let's have it. So I ended up going to doctors for that, and they were like, we need to operate, we need to take it off, and hopefully it'll give you more movement in your knee again. I'm like, okay, cool, so let's do it. Did that, and then at some point I tore my ACL. I have no idea where I tore my ACL. It's a really bad injury, right? Tearing your ACL is not like, it's not a little thing, you know. Here we go. We'll accept the order. We didn't accept it. Sweet. And we'll take a large capacity. Sweet. And it needs a couple of boxes and a washing machine and a few windows. Sweet. We'll give it a few extra windows. In fact, we'll give it a few washing machines. That's a good way of clearing some of these out. Let's go. Nice. Yeah, I just want to start clearing out a little bit now. Clearing out a little bit. Because if not, again, we're saving the game. We're going to have them all. Well, not saving the game. We'll be leaving the game for a while. And we're just going to have a load of stock in for no reason. Like, we need to start thinking about that now as well, you know. Because in theory, after I've got all the upgrades and after I've got the truck, this all becomes absolutely void, actually. Like, there is no point in bringing anything back. Because why do we need to earn money anymore? Like, in the game, we don't need to earn money. There's only a couple of upgrades left to buy. Once we've got the things to buy are a couple of upgrades, a premises license, and a truck. And once that's done, like, this is not needed. I mean, we can absolutely play it, but it's not needed at all. Anyway, so I tore my ACL, and I don't know how I did it. I might have done it when I slipped in the snow once. I'm on my feet a lot at work, so I'm running around constantly, you know. And it was a Baroque style building, so there was like stairs, and we'd carry heavy stuff upstairs and stuff like that at times, you know. And I used to run around. I used to literally run up and down stairs, and I can't even do it anymore. Just because it was so busy. When you're working at tech and you've got these sort of deadlines of a show that's about to go on and got to get on, you move fast. You know, you've got to move fast. And I was the chief, so had to move fast in them situations. And yeah, man. So at some point I tore my ACL, and I have no idea when it was, and I was on it for like 2 years, and it started to collapse. So I was walking down the steps on stage once, the treads are called. And my knee just like went, and I just fell on the floor. And I'm like, that's not good, man. That's not good. So when I got some scans done, found out I had a severe meniscus tear, a severe ACL tear, as well as I'd done the meniscus on the other side as well. So that needed fixing again. So I had to have that operation again. That's only keyhole surgery. The ACL was quite intrusive. They took a muscle out of my top part of my leg and then put it through. ACL is basically like the rubber band that keeps your knee flexing across your bone. So they took out a muscle from the top of my leg and then pulled it through and attached it with some screws to the bottom half, basically. And that's what is now making my knee bend. So that's like a lot of, you can imagine, that's pretty intense. So that was a lot of physiotherapy and etc afterwards. Sick. Let's go. Orders. Sweet. Complete the order. Nice. Cool. Okay, cool. Right, we're doing well for money. 4,100. We are nearing the end of the episode. Let's just have a look at what order we're going to do next. God damn it, we can't do it. We need level 5 permits, man. Only 3 more to do, but we'll get there, man. Take and destroy all items. I mean, we could destroy all items. I don't mind destroying all items. Take and destroy all items. Right, it is all demolish. What time are we on? 9:01. Do you reckon we can do this before the end of the day? If I demolished everything. It's going to be tight. Do we want to do a rush job? Kind of do. It's worth a lot. Oh, this is worth a lot of money. Retrieve a few things and then demolish the house. That's worth a ton. We need the appropriate contract. Damn it. Which one was we thinking of? Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's worth a ton of money. Yeah, we can do that. 5 days, 1,300. That's a lot of money. That's like way more money than these two. Yeah, screw it, we'll do it. Accept the contract, sweet. Demolish the house, retrieve a couple of bits, and we'll go there, sweet. So we'll have a look at the order, and then we'll come back. We'll finish today. Yeah, so I want to hear about your injuries, man. That'll be something interesting to talk about. Let me know. Hope it's not being too. What's so unsafely stored at the warehouse? Is it that piece of plaster I left that I couldn't sell? That's a bit annoying if it is. By the way, is that a premium door? We'll take the door. We can take some items, can't we? Let's go. Sort of any of this sort of easy items, I guess. I mean, all the doors really. Even if they were common doors, I'd take the bloody things because they're the ones that we don't get. Okay, let's start doing it. Windows, again, very easy to take, so let's just take them. Let's just take them. There we go, open that up and smash ya. And then I'm gonna eat ya. Put them in the fire. I'm really hoping to see Alice Cooper this year. I haven't seen Alice Cooper in a few years. I said to her last, because we're not going to download. I said, you know what I really want to do? And she was like, what? And I was like, I really want to see Alice Cooper this year. I've not seen him in over 10 years. I'm like, if he tours the UK, can we just go see him, please? And she's like, well, it's your 40th. Yeah, of course we can. And I'm like, great, let's do it.
let's do it. If we can't do download, we can do some other fun stuff, and that's what I've chosen. I really want to see Alex Cooper again. I've not seen him in years. And I said to our lass as well, I'd love to take the kids, or offer to take the kids. I'm not going to force them to come. Jesus Christ, no. It's not worth it. And I also think it's not healthy as well. They've got to find their own way. But, you know, offer them. If they want to come, they can come. We need some boxes to put a load of stuff in. Okay, this is going to take longer than a day, but that's fine. That's all fine. Not worried about it. We'll get some stuff out and carry this on in the next episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. We got a full job done. We talked about some injuries, and we'll talk about some more stuff. Maybe we can talk about if you want to carry on the conversation. Let me know, and we absolutely can. Yeah. Any other injuries? No. My teeth are a mess at the minute. Are you kidding me? What? That never used to happen. Huh? We only hit it once. So how the hell are we supposed to set these off now? Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that. Can we take the blinds off now, I wonder? No. So how the devil are we supposed to do that, my friend? Oh, okay. If we take that off like that, it takes the blind off. Okay. Oh, God, so quick. So quick. Yeah, I look forward to reading all your comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, have a grim day. Have a grim day. That's not my slogan. Have a great day. I love you all. You know, when I called this Grim Sim Labs, I never realised that I'd suddenly be known as Grim. It just didn't connect, but it makes sense. Right, I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, ta-ra. And a huge thank you, actually, to my patrons. Not patrons, what they're called, members. Hey. Keep Goes Rough, Jim Paul Art, thanks for giving me a little bit of extra cash. You help keep my heating on in winter. I appreciate it. And, yeah, I'll see you soon. Until then, ta-ra.